Hey everybody, welcome to Legendary Cardboard podcast, sometimes YouTube channel, or the other way around, whatever I usually say. Today we're going to do a kind of quick video, hopefully, and a little bit lower production quality video than usual because I don't have my the computer I usually work on. It is in my office, and I haven't been there in a few weeks. So before I drag that computer home, we're going to have videos made on my crappy laptop at home. So, moving on. The subject of today's video is getting started on Cockatrice, which is my preferred method of playing magic cards on the internet. I know the webcam stuff's really popular right now, and that is also cool, but I like Cockatrice because you can play a lot of different decks. You don't have to fiddle around with webcams, all that good stuff. And it's really not that bad once you get started. So, here we go. You go to this web address up here, which will, all the links, everything I talk about will be in the description, so don't worry about trying to copy anything down. And you click download for whatever you got. I am on Windows, so I clicked Windows. Then you will go to the thing you downloaded, and you'll double click on it. Fairly run-of-the-mill, straightforward install process. For the purpose of me showing you what to do, I'm going to tell it portable, but you can do normal. I just already have a normal installation, so just to really go through and show you every single step as much as I can, I'm installing a new version here. It'll probably install faster for you than it does for me, because like I said, I'm on a kind of crappy laptop. It's a few years old. It's seen better days. So, as you can see, it still went pretty fast. So before I run it, I'm going to minimize that, and we're going to go back, and we're going to go to this web address, also in the description below. We're going to download this file. Don't click on this folder. Click on the download button over here. It's very small, opens really easy. Then we're going to click open on it, and we are going to put this in the folder we want it to be in. So it will be, for you, if you're on Windows, it'll be in C86, I think. Nope, I was wrong. No editing. We're going back all live. Alright, Cockatrice, themes, put it in there. Filk. Filk is the guy who made it. It's an MTG theme. It just makes everything seem a lot more MTG-ier. You could also search for Cockatrice themes on the internet and find some other ones, but I vastly prefer this one, and I'll show you how to turn it on when we get there. Okay, now you got the theme, now you got Cockatrice. Now we're going to run it. Oh, it congratulated me. So it then will go through, and you just want to click next through all this stuff. The most important thing is that you don't change anything. Just keep pressing next. I don't even know what's going to happen since I have two versions of it installed. That'll be a wild ride. But I wanted to show you this part because people get worried about this part. Even though all you got to do is click next. If you just don't deviate from what it wants to do, it'll do it pretty easily. We may hop over to my other version of Cockatrice that's already installed, because this actually takes a while, because it's getting all the cards, all the sets, all that good stuff. This may also just be really confused. Oh no, so it imported a bunch. You click save. Theoretically. Leave that the same as it is and hit next. Finished. Then sometimes you have to restart it at that point. I don't always have to, but I have had to in some installations. So, oh, here we go. Now it's kind of freezing up, which I think will mean everything will appear. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so don't close it. Ignore that. So now you're here, and it'll open the manage set things. And this is interesting. It's one of the more sort of obnoxious parts about Cockatrice, but I don't think it's any different than the other ones, is that if you want, like, let's say you want a certain planes to show up when you highlight a planes, it's going to show you whichever one is at the top in here. So if you wanted to see like unglued ones instead, you'd go in here till it put that one all the way at the top. Okay. Now, let's see, I didn't even have to click off it. Now that's the one that'll display. So that's the kind of general idea. You go to manage sets, choose the set you want to display, put it all the way at the top. And this takes a little getting used to, but if you play around with it, you'll see how it works. It's not too bad. So now we're there. We have got cards showing up. We got our client. We can build a deck. I don't want to build a deck. I'm playing cEDH. I want to start with a deck list and maybe edit it a little bit. So you're going to go to the cEDH deck list database. Here's the address. It'll be linked below as well. You're going to choose a deck. Let's go with Heliod because he's talk of the town. Because he won that tournament. That's neat. And if you saw the spoilers for Ikoria today, you know he got a helpful little hate bear that will 1000% be going in here. I wonder if it's already been added. Probably not. That would be, I forget what the thing was even called. Nothing's popping out at me. So anyway, download deck. Export text. It gives you this text file. Control A. Control C. Copy. Then we go to deck editor, load deck from clipboard. Is that a deck? It is a deck. Bam! Now you want to find your commander. Double click on him. That will send him down to the sideboard, which is where people keep their commanders. In Cockatrice. That's one of the kind of little things you gotta learn. So he'll go there. And now you have a deck. You're ready to play. You're good to go. I don't know why that took so long to show the picture there. And see, okay, here's an example. So Theros Beyond Death promos are listed above regular ones. If you don't want that, manage sets, Theros Beyond Death regulars, move them up. And, oh, now there's some other promo one that's listed above still. So, I know that just must be the image they have for him in there, which is fine. I mean, whichever one you like more, you just put that one at the top. You don't even have to put it at the top. Like if you want the unglued plane still, you do that. And then what I should have done is when this was down here, just moved it up so that it was above the promo one. Anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that because that is a preference thing and you can play with it without ever, you can play on Cockatrice without ever messing with that. So next, you want to play online. You're going to register to server. It's a fairly straightforward email password, sends you a key to your email, then you enter that and you're registered. I mean, if you have a Google account, you've done register to server. Then you hit connect. And theoretically, all your stuff should already be entered down here if you register it. But since this is a new one, we're going to have to type it in since we're not registering a new one on here. Let's hope I can remember my password. Probably hit save password if you know that you're knowing your password. Okay, there we go. Now we're on here. You know it's connected because you got the server, a bunch of little things here. There's deck storage. So I have decks that I have saved online. And like I made these in the other version of Cockatrice, which it's seeing now is like a whole nother client, right? So I could download them here, and then they'd go in this new folder for the portable version. But if you only have one installation of Cockatrice, which is what you should do, you'll just have decks that you have on your computer. You can upload them here. Then if you go to like a, you get a new computer or whatever, you can just download your decks off here. You don't have to like physically move them over with a thumb drive or whatever. You get game replays, which is kind of cool. And then here is the room list or whatever. You can find games on Discord, on the cEDH Discord, on the Play EDH Discord. there's a lot of places to find games, or you can just find them on here. You can ignore the tasteless names of certain things, and you just, see something else, cEDH. That's a good clarification they got there. Competitive, not casual. And so then you see they have 2 of 4 players. All you have to do is be a registered user, which you are if you're seeing this, and then you hit join. And you'll be joined in the game. I don't want to join a real game because I'm not going to play a whole game right now. So let's pretend I just hit join. Instead, I'm going to disconnect and start a local game to show you what it would look like if I had joined. I'll load up a deck. Oh, I didn't download any decks, and I'm not online, so I can't do that. Okay. Minor inconvenience. No big deal. We will point to my real Cockatrice folder. And also have no decks, because I don't know where it keeps decks. We are so close, guys. We are so close. Okay, we're going to reconnect. We gotta quit this game. We gotta reconnect. And we gotta unnecessarily show off how this works. Oh, you know what it was? Okay, this was me being dumb. It's because I hadn't saved the deck yet. So that's an important step. You load it in, load from clipboard. Next thing you do is save deck. And the name for the deck actually goes up here, which gets weird because the file name isn't necessarily the same as the deck name, but the deck name is what is displayed in here when it's moved onto the server. I'll move that over. Oh, I already had it over here in my cEDH folder too. It's a whole thing, guys. It's a whole thing. Okay. Now we're going to disconnect, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in the game. Let me tell it ready to start. What most people do. Okay, now that we're here, we can go into settings, appearance, current theme, and change that. Oh, why doesn't it see my buddy? Oh, because I didn't put it in there. I'm just failing left and right, guys. Let's get this right. Let's show you how it works. So, where'd Filk go? I forgot that. I should have just closed down this new one and shown you my working one, but I wanted to show you what it looked like to go through it, and then I forgot some things, and maybe we'll edit it out, maybe we won't. So here's Filk. We're going to put that into the theme folder. Now, in Cockatrice, we can go settings, and appearance, and theme, and Filk. Bam. Bam. Now see, it just looks cooler. You get the actual magic back. It looks a little nicer. It's not required at all. I played for a long time without it. So first thing most people do is you right click, go sideboard, view sideboard, and you just plop him down on the stack. If you don't like the name being written over things, which I do not, you just go into settings, and display card names on cards having a picture, turn that one off. You can do all sorts of customizing in there. So you plop him in there. This area is also the stack, but you just kind of, remember that the commander is not on the stack, obviously. So, playing the game. Part 2, playing the game. You shuffle your deck with Control S. You roll a die with Control I. It'll tell you in the corner, down in the bottom right corner, what you got. You got a 10. So then you create a token, what most people do. Control T, create token, and you name it whatever you rolled. And you set that up there. When you tap this, by double clicking on it, you'll signify to the other players that you are keeping your hand. So everyone can kind of mulligan and figure that out all simultaneously is basically the idea. Then you want to do Control L, set your life to 40. And then you want to right click on your deck or hit Control E to draw cards. 7 cards. Cards come down here. You can mulligan if you like. These look fine. Like, this is funny that like the tournament deck version is the default picture. I like to drag this over and down a bit so that the picture is a little bigger. And the chat doesn't really, like the player list and chat doesn't really need to be as big. So I typically do something like that. Then general play stuff. So yeah, you tap, okay, we're keeping, everyone's keeping, bam, whoever goes first when it's your turn. Untap is control U. Obviously I don't have anything. Let's just say control U, untap all your stuff. You press tab to move to your next phase. Usually you tab to upkeep. You know, maybe you'll have a mana crypt or something to deal with. Then you tab to draw. And you hit control D or double click on your deck to draw a card. Then tab again to go to main. Double click cards from hand to play them. Lands will go straight into play. Double tapping them or double clicking them will tap them. And then when you double click something, it'll go in here. If you're playing cEDH, which is kind of the focus of this channel in general and video, players will often have another token you can create. You name it priority. And you get the priority Avenger. Usually people will put this off to the side, and you'll see that the play field adjusts to when there's more things in play. And if it's untapped, it means they might have a response. If it's tapped, it means they don't have any responses until their next turn. And typically, like, you play something, if they're untapped, people just kind of flick them down and up to show you that they have no responses. Or they will say K or P for pass in the little chat box below. And then once everyone passes or whatever, then you double click it from the stack and it goes into play. Then you can tab all the way through combat, main 2. Maybe it's your next turn, you want to use your top or something, or you want to use top during someone else's turn. You tap a mana, then you can right click on a thing and drag it anywhere to make an arrow, like to yourself, like, hey, I'm going to use top. So people know why you tapped it and why you start looking at stuff. Just to try to clarify, because this doesn't enforce rules like other things. So, and also if you like tap top and point at yourself, then people know, oh, he's about to draw. And now I know why. I don't have to worry about it. Or, you know, maybe they have a response to you tapping it to try to draw. Regardless, you can press Control R to clear the arrows, because sometimes they get a little messy. Moving phases will also get rid of the arrows. So to end your turn, you simply put it on end. If you had cards to discard, you do that, and then the next player will press this pass button to take it to their turn. Now this is just single player, so there's obviously no turn to pass it around, but that's the general idea. So when you're done with your turn, you just leave it on end, and the next player will click the pass button to show that they also pass priority. Obviously in 4-player, you got to keep an eye on everyone's priority Avengers, maybe other, you know, if someone has a Seedborn Muse out, make sure they get a chance to act before, you know, the next player takes the turn or whatever, but that's kind of normal Magic stuff anyway, and that's kind of something I like about Cockatrice over Empty Go, is it more closely resembles playing with real cards, even though you're obviously not. It's not like webcam games, but the webcam games, like, the lag and stuff gets to me. My internet kind of sucks, so this is what I use, and it is what I will be using for the foreseeable future, quarantined or otherwise. So I think that's it. I'm going to leave some notes in the description below about all the useful keyboard shortcuts, and at some point I might write this all out and in the right order and without me making mistakes like forgetting to drag the theme into the right folder, and then link that below also. So check down there. If it's been written out, it'll be posted. If not, it will not. Make sure you, like all new programs, you should go into settings and mess around with stuff. You know, you can change any of those shortcuts. You can enable sound so that you can like be doing other things while the game's going. you can do lots of stuff. I mean, if there's a new set out, you can check for card updates, or people sometimes load these in there as soon as they're spoiled and they're there and ready to go. I didn't even look at the sets. There might be yeah, it doesn't look like any of the spoilers are on here yet, and that is okay. They've been out for like a day. So anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. I hope that is helpful. Leave any questions in the comments, and one day I will do like a more segmented out version of this. I just wanted to get this up because I know there's a lot of people stuck at home wanting to play Magic, not having webcams, and this is what I think is the best way to go. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, give me a like, all that good stuff, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.